was on exam 1 material. But now what we're going to do is take a literal equation and we're going to add fractions to the equation. Right? So, for example, here's a simple problem, just to help you remember. AX plus B equals CX plus D. And we got all these letters involved. We're going to solve for X, let's say. We're trying to solve for X. What's the first step? You've got to get the X's on the same side. So here's an X term and here's an X term. We got to get this X term over here, this minus CX to both sides. And that would give you AX minus CX and then what? Plus B? Plus B equals to D. And now all the X's are over here. What do we need to do with that B? Get rid of the B. Let's do a minus B to both sides. Negative B to both sides. That would give you AX minus CX equals to D minus B, right? Now, if you got X's all over the place, what do we have to do to get the X's in one place? Well, wait, we got to get the X's in one place first. Factor, right, the F word, right? Factor out the X. And what's left would be A minus C equals D minus B. And then, what are you going to do? This is X times this thing. We got to undo division, and we do it by, erase that. We got to undo multiplication, and we do that by dividing. Divide both sides by A minus C. Divide both sides by A minus C. And then this divides out, and you're left with X equals D minus B over A minus C. Okay? And that's the final answer for that one. Okay, now, I got a problem to give you, number 14, and then I got one more special problem, number 19, that I'm saving for last. So when we get to number 19, we're out of here. Okay? That shows that the end is near. Number 14. And this would be on page 229 in the book. 299. 209. I can't read that thing. 209. 209. And the equation says A equals xy over x minus x plus y. X over x plus y. And we're trying to solve for y. Okay? So the first step in this is to realize that A is really A over 1. And what you actually have is a fraction equal to a fraction. And what's the best way you can clear the fraction? You can either multiply both sides by the common denominator, or do the same thing, which is cross multiply, if you want to call it that. And it would be this times this. In other words, A times x plus y equals to this times this, xy, right? And then you multiply out the parentheses. Multiply out the parentheses. That would give you ax plus ay. A equals to xy. And the name of the game is solve for y. That means we've got to get the y's all on the same side. How do we get rid of the, where are the y terms here? We got an ay here, and we got an xy there. Those are the y terms. We got to get the y on the same side. So we got to get this thing over there, don't we? So we'll subtract ay from both sides. As I said, a. And that would give you ax equals to xy minus ay. Now, you got y's all over the place. We need to get the y in one place. How do you get the y in one place? Factor out the y, and what's left would be x minus a equals to ax. And now what? To get the y by itself? Divide both sides by x minus a. Divide both sides by x minus a. And that would be your final answer, ax over x minus a. Okay? Any questions on that? All right. Now, I got one more problem that I've been saving for last. And I got to tell you, this is my favorite problem of all time. I made up this problem, and it's my problem. And it's got a huge story behind it, I think. It's number 19 in the book. Number 19 in the book. Let's see, I got to get my board clear here so we can do this right. The problem says 1 over f equals 1 over s plus 1 over u. Okay? And what's the common denominator for this problem? FSU. Let's hear it, Gator fans. The common denominator is FSU. Okay, so we're trying to solve for s. And I don't know whether you can tell this on the camera, but this is garnet and gold chalk. Just thought I'd say that for the camera. All right, now what do I have to do if I want to clear the fractions out of here? Multiply both sides of the equation by FSU. So go ahead and do it. Even Gator fans can do this. Multiply by. I know it's going to be hard, but you can do it. Now, in the first position, what happens? The f divides out with this f, and you're left with what? SU equals 2. And in the second position, the s divides out with the s, and you're left with... Now, that offends some people. So what, if that offends you, you can always write UF instead of, but that offends some people even more, especially if you're a Florida State fan. But anyway, this is a problem about FSU and University of Florida, both. Because remember, I graduated from both schools, right? Okay, I'm a double alumni. Well, sort of, but I still, never mind, I'll get to that later. What happens in this last position down here? The U divides out with the U, and you're left with plus FS. All right, now, what are we doing here? We're trying to solve for S. That means we're trying to get the s's all on one side. And I got an s term here, I got an s term here, and there's that thing sitting there all by itself. So what do we do with that fs? Minus fs to both sides. Minus fs to both sides. And what that would give you is su minus fs equals to uf, right? Now to solve for s, we're solving for s. So what are we going to do here? Factor out the s. I think you got that down. And what would be left? U minus f equals to uf. And now, to solve for s, we've got an undue multiplication by u minus f. We'll have to divide both sides by u minus f. So we're going to divide both sides by u minus f. And this divides out, and you're left with SC. This is the final answer for the final problem. S equals UF divided by U minus F. Okay? And that problem was brought to you and made up by the man who started at Florida State University in garnet and gold and ended up graduating again from the University of Florida twice in blue and orange.